Hi everybody, John Runion. I am here at Our World Underwater 2016, and I am here with Rick Stratton. Now, Rick Stratton, he is the publisher of the Dive Guide. Just before we started this interview, I was talking to him because I was remembering a paper, newspaper-styled magazine, and he said that that's absolutely what it was, but he has now brought all of these magazines together and he's put it into a book form, plus it's online. But I don't want to steal Rick's thunder, so let's talk to him and we'll get a better idea of what's going on. So Rick, number one, thanks a lot for appearing on Blue Fathoms television today with us.
Happy to do it. Thank you very much.
And I know this was kind of sudden, but I really do appreciate it. So let's talk about the Midwest Dive Guide and how everybody can get to this and utilize it and everything else. First, let's do this. Let's talk about Rick Stratton, the publisher. How did you get to this point?
Well, thank you for asking. You know, it was a process. I started out 20 years ago. I didn't own a computer. I didn't, obviously, I just was a diver who wanted to become more active in the sport. I started a newsletter. The newsletter grew into a newspaper. The newspaper grew into a magazine, and then eventually 5, now 6 magazines as we've grown across the country.
Okay, so we've got 6 magazines now that you're dealing with, and it's all been involved or rolled into a book as well as on the internet.
That's right.
Let's talk about how that developed and where you're at today with this.
Well, basically what happened is because of the pressure that the internet's changing the way people think, how they buy, what products are going to be offered, being in a magazine, you know, they're not doing well. People, the consumer wants free access to information 24/7. And when you make a daily, weekly, or monthly magazine, that's access. And that's very, very, very expensive in print. Paper costs money. It takes time to make it. It takes fees to make it. So they have to sell it. So I was giving it away for free or very, very low price, right? That's not a sustainable business model. But I did it for 20 years. Towards the last couple of years, I realized I wasn't really in the magazine business. I was in the information business, what I'm really in, right? We supply information. So what I did is I repackaged that into a guide, a book, right? So Midwest Dive News has more than 200 different sites in the greater Midwest. If you were a Midwest diver, I'd say, hey, you should read my dive guide because it has all the common sites and a lot of sites that you've never even heard of. I interviewed local divers, dive instructors, dive masters, and I wrote these articles along with them, and some other people wrote the articles. So now it has tons of information. And enthusiastically, I can say, look, if you're a Midwest diver, you want this book.
I was a Midwest diver, and then I stopped wanting to be cold all the time. So, and I grew out of my my wetsuit. And
that's hard to imagine.
Yeah, but I decided that Caribbean diving and Florida diving and warm water diving is more up my alley. But I've been diving in the Midwest since.
Well, that's the cool thing is you mentioned Caribbean and warm water. We have those books too. Anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world that you want to go diving, I wrote the book on it. So
now
you want to go to Roatan?
That's what we need to know.
You want to go to Roatan? I've got a book about it. You want to go to Costa Rica? I've got a book about it. You want to go to the Florida Keys? Got it. So we literally have access to this information that we've been publishing for 20 years, over 20,000 articles, but now into more than 10 books, growing into 15 different books this year.
Well, how do we get to these books? Where are we going to get to them?
Well, you can get access through my website, divenewsnetwork.com. And then you can read my magazine. My monthly magazine is called Scuba and H2O Adventures, scubah2omag.com.
Okay.
So they go to my website, they read my magazine for free. On the magazine, right, they're reading content from my books.
Okay.
So then they're getting this free content to them. It's like a free slice at Costco, right? And they get a free sample, right? But they go, wow, that's great content. I want more. Click here, you can buy the book. $29.95. No shipping.
Very good.
And so, or they can go to a retailer. To be honest with you, I'd rather they went to the local retailer and got that book. They're supporting a local business, okay? They're promoting their local industry, and they're learning about local diving.
Well, some of the local retailers that you have, give us an example where you can send them.
Every single retailer in the Midwest knows me.
Okay.
There's not one that doesn't. I've been doing this business for 20 years.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. While you've been talking, I've been thinking of how long I've been diving, and I started diving when I was 15 years old. I got certified in Racine Quarry. I've been to Pearl Lake.
Yep.
I've obviously a lot of Lake Michigan diving.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish back then I would have had this information, and now I'm going to start looking for the information on Mexico, the Caribbean, so on and so forth.
Absolutely, because it helps to have these guys. You think of like a Lonely Planet series, right?
Yes.
Right? They have a lot of great information in that.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily tailored for divers. This is.
Okay.
This is tailored for divers who are looking for professionals, they're looking for sites, and it doesn't give them the same kind of information. What I, as a publisher, want is I want something attractive to you that's going to give you the information about why to go dive a dive site.
Okay.
Usually, what they're going to usually answer the what, but not the why. For me, the why is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
The local guy can help you with the what, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to help you with the why. Why do you want to go to Pearl Lake? Okay, well, it's right here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely gorgeous. Mike and Carol and Greg and their team there are fantastic people. It's just a great experience. Mermet Springs, okay?
Right.
All these different dive sites in the Midwest. I'm a very passionate Midwest diver, but I'm also a passionate Northeast diver.
Okay.
Northwest diver.
Okay.
You know, everywhere. My motto is go local and go often.
Great. Well, why don't you tell our viewers again where we can get your book and where your publishing is, so we know for sure.
Okay. Well, you can get my book at any dive store. Go to a dive store near you, ask for my dive guide series, and support your local dive store. Dive local and dive often.
Great. Rick, I want to thank you for coming on to Blue Fathoms Television today. And, you know, everybody, I want to take this opportunity to remind you that Our World Underwater 2016 is not just today. Every year, Pat Hammer comes and brings this whole expo to the Donnelly-Stevenson Convention Center. But you can catch a lot of video from Our World Underwater 2016 on Blue Fathoms Television. So all you have to do is come on over to www.bluefathomstv.net, and you can catch all the interviews, and you can see us on our Facebook page, and I would hope you love it. Have a great day, and thank you all very much for stopping by.